Hello guys, TavHD here and welcome back to another video, and today we'll be taking a look at the 2007 MacBook Pro once again. So in the last video about this computer we temporarily fixed it using the method where you basically melt the graphics and thermal shock it into life, and I can happily say the computer is working right now. However, we did have a bit of a health scare with this machine. A couple of days after I made the video thermal shocking it, I was just casually using it a bit just to have a bit of a play around, and it started lagging and then it froze, then it crashed, so I turned it off, and when I turned it back on we got the dreaded lines of death once again. And I think I did manage to get a picture of me wrapping it up in blankets again. So I wrapped it up for about half an hour and that fixed it, thankfully, so we can make this video today. But I don't know how long I've got until this machine dies once again, but at least I know that I might be able to fix it again using that method. So I should say what we're actually doing today. Today we'll be taking a look at what is on this computer. In the last video where we got it to work I said that there's quite a lot of things on here and I would do a video looking around it, and today is the day I will be making that video. Now you can probably hear that the fans sound quite loud. That's because I have set them to the higher RPM preset. Apparently that can help the graphics not die as soon, because this did already have SMC fan control installed, I guess because they were having graphics problems. So that is installed and I've got it set to higher RPM. Now I will have a listen to this clip that I've filmed to see how audible the fans are. Depending on whether it's annoying or not, I will either keep it on the higher RPM or risk the computer's life and put them back to default. Okay, so for the sake of this video I have put the fans back to default just to help with the noise. Now since the last video I've had a bit of a mess around to make sure the computer was still working, and then it died and I fixed it again, and I've not done anything else to it. Everything is still in the same state it was when the previous owner had this machine. All I've done is change the background because of course it was a picture of the previous owner, and I cannot have that while making this YouTube video. So today I thought we would just take a look around this. I don't know how much of it I will actually be able to show because there's probably quite a lot of personal things on here, but I'm not too sure. I guess we'll just see how it goes. Now the first thing I am actually going to do is change the name of the account, because right now I am having to blank it out, so I will change that. So the first thing we can do is just go into System Preferences, go to Accounts, and we are simply just going to change the name. I'm just going to call it MacBook Pro. Once we've had a look around this account I might make myself a separate account just to mess around in and preserve this one as it is. I'm not too sure, it just depends on how it goes. But it looks like here we do have two other accounts on here. They are under the other accounts section. I can't actually get to those, they are greyed out. I don't know what that is all about. And of course I've just proved that the keyboard is still working. We discovered that the keyboard was broken, but it does now work because I plugged it in. I don't know why it was unplugged, but it is now plugged back in and it works. My only guess is this computer has been apart at some point to try and fix the graphics and they simply forgot to plug the keyboard back in. Who knows? So let's get started taking a look at what is on here. Now in terms of the camera angle, that is about as good as it is going to get. Without me being at such an angle I can't actually see what I'm doing, so this will have to do. I think it should be good enough. So the first thing I would like to do is just take a look at what we've got on the desktop. I think I mentioned some of these things in the previous video, but I might as well just go over it all again. The first folder here is called Uni, so I am assuming that this person did use this machine for university, I'm guessing, but I'm not exactly sure, so I'm going to have to blur out that name. The name of the person who this belonged to is in this document. Let's see if we can open it and see what this document is about. It's called their name and then teaching philosophy. So I don't know if they are a teacher, maybe they were training to be a teacher, I don't know, and I doubt we will ever know. But there is also a folder called Images from Museum, which we will look at in a moment. Okay, so this document has now opened. Let's just have a quick look at this. So I believe this person may have been training to be a teacher or already are. Here it says, as a teacher of young children, I am often able to impact the first taste of the English language into their lives. Maybe they were training to become an English teacher. That is pretty cool. At some point they've been to a museum in 2016. That appears to be the last time this computer was used before I guess it died. So we've got quite a lot of pictures in here, all from the 27th of September. Well, most of them from September 2016. Let's just open one here, and that's what that is. That's a picture of some sort of old picture. I don't know what that is a picture of. Let's take a look at some of the other ones here. So some pictures of very old pictures, and as the folder says, images from museum, it looks like that is indeed correct. So that's it for the uni folder. Next is Mac HD, being renamed from Macintosh HD for whatever reason. I don't really know why you would do that, but the next folder is teaching. There's one folder in here called Ping from 2015, and this is where the crossword about food and animals is. I believe I opened this in the previous video, but let's just take a look. This machine is pretty slow at opening Word documents, so I guess it would benefit from an SSD, but of course I don't know if that's really worth it considering the state of this machine and the fact it could die at any moment. But this is indeed a food and drinks crossword, and also an animal crossword. Pretty cool. So I think it is clear that this person has something to do with teaching in some way. And then there is a picture of Hilda, whoever that is. I don't know, I might have to blur that out. Probably will, but that is it for the desktop. Let's take a look in the dock finder. That is standard App Store. This is running Snow Leopard, so this is the first version of macOS to have the App Store, which is pretty cool. We've got dashboard there. Next up is Bean. I wonder what Bean is. Bean appears to just be some sort of word processor. As you can see, keyboard working just fine. So that is a word processor of some sort. I've never heard of that before. Next up, we've just got mail, just standard mail. I wonder if it is signed in. We're not connected to the internet, so it's hard to know, but it looks like it might have been. Emails. Apple announces record iPhone 6s and iPhone 6s Plus sales. That's pretty cool, from the 10th of September 2015. There's lots of Apple related emails in here. That is cool. If we take a look here, Apple introduces 15-inch MacBook Pro with Force Touch trackpad. That will be the generation MacBook Pro before the one that I have. That's pretty cool. I remember when that came out. So there's lots of things in here. I'm not going to open any of them because all of them appear to be unread. I quite like to keep it that way, but that is cool. Let's close out of mail. Next up, Safari. It looks like that was this person's main web browser. There doesn't appear to be any others installed. Next, address book. This is all boring stuff. iCal. That of course is now just called calendar, so that's quite nice to see. Next, preview. That's just standard. iTunes, that's an older iTunes logo. Let's open this. Yes, the date and time is not set correctly. That's probably because we've got no battery in it. So let's wait for this to open. It looks like we've got 2 songs on here, one by the Beatles and one from Stevie Wonder. Now I'm just going to have a quick listen to a bit of Stevie Wonder just to test out the speaker. I won't be able to play this for you because of copyright. Okay, those speakers get actually quite loud. They're a bit tinny, but they get loud, which is pretty nice. I think I do have a USB drive, which has some copyright-free music on it, so I might just go and get that. Let's move on. Next up is Photo Booth. Let's open that up, and there is Photo Booth. It seems to be working just fine. That seems to be actually a pretty high frame rate, which is oh dear. Oh dear. I've just heard the hard drive stop spinning. Oh dear, it's crashed. This isn't good. Let's turn it off. I don't think this is going to come back on. Let's try. Not too sure what's going to happen. Oh, we've got an Apple logo. It's not showing any artifacts yet. It actually seems to be loading back up, which is interesting. I'm actually a little bit nervous. Of course, I know what to do to try and make it work again, but it is still sad that it is nearly breaking again. It really is a shame about these computers. They are really nice when they work, but unfortunately they all die. Let's see if it will come back on. Okay, it seems to have come back on. Maybe Photo Booth is considered graphically demanding or something like that, and that just made it have a bit of a wobble. I'm not too sure. The computer isn't hot, so I don't think it is overheating right now. So I think we should be fine to continue. So after Photo Booth, I'm not going to open that again. We have Adobe InDesign CS6. Now I don't think this will open. It will probably ask for me to log into my Adobe account, and I don't believe I have one, so I won't be able to get into this. Let's take a look. Yeah, sign in required. Okay, I'm not going to do that. Let's just click sign in later and see. Oh, it seems to be opening. It says it is initializing. I can hear the hard drive whirring away, so as I previously said, an SSD would make this better. However, the way this machine has been behaving, I don't think I want to go to the effort of doing that only for it to die. So let's just wait for this. I'm not in a rush, not a problem. Let's see. It says it's completed initialization, and now we've got a spinning beach ball. Hopefully this will open up soon enough. And there we go. InDesign has opened. I don't really have much experience with this, so I don't really know what I'm doing. So I'm simply going to close out of it again. Let's see if there are any recent items that we can open. It doesn't look like there is anything on here. So let's just close out of that. It works, which is pretty nice. Just wait for it to completely close. There we go. Next up we've got Excel, PowerPoint and Word. This looks like it might be Office for Mac 2011. There's one way to find out. Let's click and see, because it should say on the loading screen. This is Word for Mac 2008. I haven't used this version before. I've got the 2011 version, not a real version, it's a dodgy one, but it still works, which is pretty good. I've done a lot of work in the dodgy version and it gave me no problems. Let's just see. Bit laggy. Very laggy. That took a lot of time. Let's try doing hello. You can hear on the keyboard when I am doing it, and it just seems to be a little bit slow. Let's see, come on, I did just type something. Are you going to load? It is not going to load. In fact, it looks like it has crashed. My cursor is moving, but I can't... Oh, the cursor has now stopped moving, and I just heard the hard drive turn off yet again. This isn't good. This really is not good. You cannot trust these machines. They are very unreliable. The cursor has now started moving again a little bit and then stopped. I think I'm going to have to turn it off again. And let's try turning it on one more time. Oh dear, back to square one. The graphics have indeed died. It's still going to try and load, but I can guarantee it won't go anywhere. Just wait for it and it will stop loading. Still loading so far. I really don't think it will go anywhere. Oh dear. It's now stopped. Look at that. The spinny wheel has now stopped. Well, that's put an end to this video. I don't particularly want to cook this thing again in blankets, so that is probably going to be the end of this video. I'm not sure what the point of this was. I'm not sure what I'm going to title this. We did start exploring the contents, but then we had to stop exploring the contents. Of course, we could carry on if I cooked this again, but is there really any point? Because it will just die again. I'm not really using this for anything. All I did since I bought it was do the little fix and then put it back in its box, and I only took it off the shelf again today to do this, so I'm not going to mess with it again until I actually need to, and I doubt I ever will, so this will probably just sit on my shelf for all eternity, broken. It really is sad to see this. And of course there is no real permanent method of fixing this without spending loads and loads of money on another logic board. Then that might have the same problem. Who knows, but this isn't doing anything helpful. Let's just try one more time. I can guarantee we won't get anywhere. Yeah, there we go. That's going to be the end of this. This just goes to show these machines, even if you try and fix them like I did in the last video, they will fail. So this proves my point. Don't be scummy and sell them on eBay as fully working, because they will just die again. So that has put an end to this video. I think we weren't even halfway through looking at what's on here, and I don't think we will ever see it again, just like the previous owner, who probably will never see some of their files again. But oh well, that's just the way it is with these things. So that is where I am going to leave it for today. This computer is officially dead yet again. I'm not angry because this didn't cost me too much money. I've had fun making videos about it, so I'm not really too bothered. Thank you for watching this video. Hopefully it was interesting in some way. Probably not happy, kind of a bit sad, but it's alright. And I will see you in the next one, which will hopefully be about something which works. Goodbye.